As I walked through the wilderness of this world, I came upon a certain place where there was a den, and I laid down in that place to sleep. And as I slept, I dreamed a dream. I dreamed, and behold, I saw a man clothed with rags, standing with his face turned away from his own house, with a book in his hand and a great burden upon his back. I looked and saw him open the book and read therein, and as he read, he wept and trembled, and not being able to contain himself any longer, he broke out with a lamentable cry, saying, "Well, what shall I do?" In this plight, therefore, he went home and restrained himself as long as he could, so that his wife and children would not notice his great distress. But he could not be silent for long because his trouble only increased. Therefore at length he spoke his mind to his wife and children, and thus he began to talk to them. "O my dear wife, and you, my dear children, I am undone because of this burden which lies heavily upon me. Moreover, I am certainly informed that this city of ours will be burned with fire from heaven. In that fearful catastrophe, both myself, with you, my wife, and you, my sweet babes, shall come to miserable ruin, unless some way of escape can be found, whereby we may be delivered." At this, his family was greatly bewildered, not that they believed what he had said to them was true, but because they thought that his mind had become deranged. Therefore, as it was drawing towards night, and hoping that sleep might settle his brains, with all haste they put him to bed. But the night was as troublesome to him as the day, and instead of sleeping, he spent it in sighs and tears. When the morning came, they inquired how he felt. He told them, "Worse and worse." He then commenced to talk to them again, but they began to be hardened. They also thought to drive away his derangement by harsh and cruel conduct toward him. Sometimes they would deride him, sometimes they would chide him, and sometimes they would simply ignore him. Therefore he began to withdraw himself to his room, to pray for and pity them, and also to comfort his own misery. He would also walk solitarily in the fields, sometimes reading and sometimes praying. And thus for several days he spent his time in this manner.